कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। नमो नलिननेत्राय वेणुवाद्य विनोदिने राधाधर सुधापान शालिने वनमालिने महाभाव स्वरूपास्त्वं कृष्णप्रिय वरीयसे प्रेम भक्ति प्रदे देवी श्री राधिका त्वं नमोस्तुते। Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 4, Text number 20. Shriyaha Patir Yajnapatih Prajapati Yam Pati Lokapatir Dharapatir Patir Gatir Chandaka Vrishni Sattvatam Prasidatam Bhagavan Satam Padim Shriyapatir Yajnapati Prajapatir Hiyam Patir Lokapatir Dharapatih Patir Gatir Chandaka Vrishni Sattvatam Prasidatam me Bhagavan Satam Patih Shriyapatir Yajnapatih Prajapati Dhyam Patir Lokapatir Dharapatih Patir Gatir Chandaka Vrishni Sattvatam Prasidatam me Bhagavan Satam Patih Shriyapatir Yajnapatih Prajapatir Dhyam Patir Lokapatir Dharapatih Patir Gatir Chandaka Vrishni Sattvatam Prasidatam me Bhagavan Dharapatim Satam Patim. Shriyapatir Yajnapatir Prajapati Hiyam Patir Lokapatir Dharapati Patir Gatis Chandaka Vrishni Sattvatam Prasidatam me Bhagavan Satam Pati Shriyapatir Yajnapatir Prajapati Patir Lokapatir Dharapatir Vrishnitavakas Sattvatam Prasidatam me Bhagavan Satam Pati Shriyapatir Prati Prasidata Shriyaha, all opulences. Patihi, the order. Yajna, of sacrifice. Patihi, the director. Prajapatihi, the leader of all living entities. Dhyam, of intelligence. Pataihi, the master. Lokapatihi, the proprietor of planets. Dhruva, nahi, Dhara, earth. Patihi, the supreme. Patihi, head. Gatihi, destination. Cha, also. Andhaka, one of the kings of the Yadu dynasty. Vrishni, the first king of the Yadu dynasty. Satvata, the Yadus. Prasidata, be merciful. Me, upon me. Bhagavan, Lord Sri Krishna, son of devotees. Patihi, Lord. Translation and purport by His Loving Divine Grace of Acharyavinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation. May Lord Krishna, who is the worshipable Lord of all devotees, the proprietor and glory of the all kings, like Andhaka Rishni of the Yadu dynasty, the husband of all goddesses of fortune, the director of all sacrifices, and therefore the leader of all living entities, the controller of all intelligence, the proprietor of all plants, the proprietor of all planets, spiritual and material, the supreme incarnation on the earth, the supreme all in all, be merciful upon me. So it has quite a big purport. So we'll discuss paragraph by paragraph. Since Shukadeva Goswami is one of the prominent Gatavyalikas who are freed from all misunderstandings, Since Shukdev Goswami is one of the prominent Gatavyalikas who are freed from all misconception, he therefore expressed his own realized perception of Lord Krishna as the being of the sum total of all perfection, the personality of God. Everyone is seeking the favor of goddess of fortune, but people do not know that Lord Sri Krishna is the beloved husband of all goddesses of fortune. In the Brahma Samhita, it is said that the Lord, in his transcendental abode, Golok Vrindavan, is accustomed to herding the Surabhi cows and is served there by hundreds of thousands of goddesses of fortune. All these goddesses of fortune are his internal energy, and when the Lord manifested himself on this earth, he partially displayed the activities of his pleasure potency in his Rasalila, just to act the condemned souls who are all after the phantasmagoria pleasure potency in degraded sex enjoyment. The pure devotees of Lord, like Shukadev Goswami, who was completely attached from the humble the pure devotees of Lord, like Shukadev Goswami, who was completely detached from the abominable sex life for the material creation. Discuss this act of the Lord's pleasure potency, certainly not in relation to sex, but to relish a transcendental taste inconceivable to the mundaners who are after sex life. Sex life is the mundane world, is the root cause of being conditioned by the shackles of illusion. And currently, Shukadev Goswami was never interested in a sex life of the mundane world, nor does he manifested of the Lord's pleasure potency have any connection with and degraded things. Lord Chaitanya was a strict sannyasi, so much so that he did not allow any woman to come near to him, not even to bow down and offer respects. He never ever heard single Mataji. Nor does manifestation of Lord's pleasure potency have any connection with such a degraded things. Lord Chaitanya was a strict sannyasi, so much so he did not allow any woman to come near him, not even to bow down and offer respects. He never even heard the prayer of the Devadasis offered in the temple of Jagannath, because a sannyasi is forbidden to hear songs sung by the fair sex. Yet, even in the rigid position of a sannyasi, He recommended the mode of worship preferred by the gopis of Vrindavan as the topmost loving service possible to be rendered to the Lord. And Srimati Radharani is the principal head of all such goddesses of fortune. And therefore, she is the pleasure counterpart of the Lord and is non-different from Krishna. These श्लोक संख्या 14 है. In the Vedic rituals, there are recommendations for performing different types of sacrifice in order to achieve the greatest benefit in the life. Such a benediction as the result of performing great sacrifice are, after all, favors given by the goddess of fortune, and the Lord being the husband of or lover of the goddess of fortune is factually the Lord of all sacrifices also. He is the final enjoyer of all kinds of yajna. Therefore, he is a yajnapati. Is another name of the Lord Vishnu. It is recommended in the Bhagavad Gita that everything be done for yajnapati, yajnartha karmanaha. For otherwise, one's act will be cause of condition by the law of material nature. Those who are not freed from all misconceptions perform sacrifice to please the minor demigods. But the devotees of the Lord know very well that Lord Sri Krishna is the supreme enjoyer of all performance of sacrifices. Therefore, they perform the Sankirtan Yajna, Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu, which is specially recommended in this age of Kali. In Kali Yuga, performance of other types of sacrifice is not feasible due to the insufficient arrangements and inexpert priesthood. We have information from Bhagavad Gita, 3rd chapter, 10th and 11th verse, that Lord Brahma, after giving rebirth to the conditioned souls within the universe, instructed them to perform sacrifice and lead them a prosperous life. With such a sacrificial performance, the conditioned soul will never be in difficulty in keeping body and soul together. Ultimately, they can purify the exercise. They will find natural promotions into spiritual world. A conditioned soul should never give up the practice of sacrifice, charity, and austerity in any circumstances. The aim of all such a sacrifice is to please the Yajnapati, the supreme personality of a god. Therefore, the Lord is also Prajapati. According to Kathopanishad, the one Lord is the benefactor of the innumerable living entities. The living entities are maintained by the Lord. Eko bahunam yo vidadhati kama. The Lord is therefore called the Supreme. Bhuta Bhuta, or maintainer of all living entities. Living beings are proportionately endowed with a intelligence in terms of their previous activities. All living beings are not equally endowed with the same quality of intelligence because behind such a development of intelligence is the control of the Lord. As described in the Bhagavad Gita, a Paramatma, super soul, the Lord is living in everyone's heart, and from Him only does one's power of remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness follow. Mattaha smriti jnanam apohanam cha. One person can sharply remember past activities by the grace of the Lord, while others is full by the same control. Therefore, the Lord is Yampati, or the Lord of intelligence. Can we read next?
The conditioned souls strive to become lords of the material world. Everyone is trying to lord it over the material nature by applying his highest degree of intelligence. This misuse of intelligence by the conditioned soul is called madness. One's full intelligence should be applied to get free from the material clutches. But the conditioned soul, due to madness only, engages his full energy and intelligence in sense gratification. And to achieve this end of life, he willfully commits all sorts of misdeeds. The result is that instead of attaining an unconditional life of full freedom, the mad conditioned soul is entangled again and again in different types of bondage in material bodies. Everything we see in material manifestation is but the creation of the Lord. Therefore, he is the real proprietor of everything in the universe. The conditioned soul can enjoy a fragment of this material creation under the control of the Lord, but not self-sufficient. This is the instruction of the Iskcon. One should be satisfied with things awarded by the Lord of the universe. It is out of madness only that one tries to encroach upon another's share of material possessions. The Lord of the universe, out of his causeless mercy upon the conditioned souls, descends by his own energy, Atmanaya, to reestablish the eternal relation of the conditioned souls with him. He instructs all to surrender unto him instead of falsely claiming to be enjoyers for a certain limit under his control. When he so descends, he proves how much greater is his ability to enjoy, and he exhibits his power of enjoyment by, for instance, marrying 16,000 wives at once. The conditioned soul is very proud of becoming the husband of even one woman. But the Lord laughs at this. The intelligent man can know who is the real husband. Factually, the Lord is the husband of all the women in his creation. But a conditioned soul, under the control of the Lord, feels proud to be the husband of one or two wives. All these qualifications, as the different types of bhakti mentioned in this verse, are meant for Lord Sri Krishna, and Sukadeva Goswami is therefore especially mentioned the Pati and Gati of the Yadu dynasty. The members of the Yadu dynasty knew that Lord Sri Krishna is everything, and all of them intend to return to Lord Krishna after he has finished his transcendental pastimes on the earth. The Yadu dynasty was annihilated by the will of the Lord because its members had to return home with the Lord. The annihilation of the Yadu dynasty was a material show created by the Supreme Lord. Otherwise, the Lord and the members of the Yadu dynasty are all eternal associates. The Lord is therefore the guide of all devotees, and as such, Sukadev Goswami offered him due respect with love-laden feelings.
Love-laden feelings. British English. Huh?
Yes.
श्रियापतिर यज्ञपति प्रजापतिर ध्यानपतिर लोकपतिर धरापतिर पतिर गतिश्चांद का वृष्णि साताम प्रसीदता में भगवान सताम पतिर गतिर धरापति Satvata. My Lord Sri Krishna, who is the worshipable Lord of all devotees, the protector and glory of all the kings, like Andaka Vrishni of the Yadu dynasty, the husband of all goddess of fortune, the director of all sacrifice, and therefore the leader of all living entities, the creator, the leader of all living entities, the controller of the intelligence, the proprietor of all planets, spiritual and material, and the supreme incarnation of the earth, the supreme all in all, the merciful, be merciful upon me. So here, Shukadeva Goswami is offering prayers to Lord. I call him as Shriyapati, you're the husband of goddess of fortune. When you are a Yajnapati, you're the Lord and controller of the all sacrifices. Prajapati, from you the whole progeny comes. Dhyampati, who is the controller and master of the intelligence. Patir, Lokapatir, Dharapati. You are the controller of 14 planetary systems, as well as you are the controller of everything. And you are like a all in all, the supreme and most merciful. And please become more merciful upon me. Then in purport, Prabhupada explains about who are the people who know the pastimes and the secret of Lord's birth. Then he further explains about the different Vedic rituals that people they perform to get a different sort of benedictions or benefits from the different demigods. But who provides everything to demigods to give you? Then an intelligent man, what he will do? He will go directly to the Krishna rather than going around. And Prabhupada says, in this age of a Kali, what is recommended? Which yajna has recommended? Yajnehi sankirtana praye yajantiya sumedasa. Whoever is intelligent, that person will accept a Krishna consciousness and he will perfect his life. And Lord has already convinced Arjuna that he is not a body but spirit soul and he should fight for the sake of fighting without any obligation or without any reservation. If you got challenged by other Kshatriyas, either you should show the white flag, surrender, or fight. Do one of them. But Lord says that He is the supreme enjoyer of all. He is the Lord of known and unknown things. Few things we know, few things we does not. But Lord being the master of this whole universe, whatever there in the universe, it belongs to Him. Hmm? And everything, all the Upanishads, Shastras, Sutras, Samhitas, all they are meant to develop Krishna consciousness in your heart. Baki, there is no purpose of having such a being. Then further, Prabhupada says that ultimately what one can achieve by performing sacrifices. By performing sacrifices, one cleans out all the sins that he has done. And ultimately, that purifies his existence. And then there will be a natural promotion into the spiritual existence and the real identity of the living entity. A conditioned soul should never give up the practice of sacrifice, charity, and austerity. In any circumstances, the aim of all such sacrifices is to please the Yajnapati, the Supreme Personality of a Godhead. Therefore, the Lord is also called Prajapati. Kathopanishad, one Lord is the leader of the innumerable living entities. The living entities are maintained by the Lord. Eko Bahunam Yo Vidadikam. The Lord is therefore called the Supreme Bhuta Bhuta or maintainer of all living beings. So this whole purport explains about the different processes and result that you achieve by performing that or accepting that process. And Lord says in the Bhagavad Gita that from Him the required intelligence for His devotional service comes. He gives us that, through which we can use our senses in Krishna's service. And generally what happens, the conditioned soul strives to become Lord of the material world. And every one is trying to lord it over the material nature by applying highest degree of intelligence. And then Prabhupada says further, the Lord of the universe, out of His causeless mercy upon the conditioned soul, descends by His own energy, Atma Maya, to re-establish When he so descends, he proves how much greater is his ability to enjoy, and he exhibits his power of enjoyment by, for instance, marrying 16,000 wives at once. So that is the glories of the Lord. All this qualification as the different types of pati mentioned in this verse are meant for Lord Krishna. And Shukdev Goswami has therefore especially mentioned the pati and gati of the Yadu dynasty. So their pati is Lord Krishna and their gati is also Lord Krishna. Their ultimate destination is also.
भगवान एक पत्नी के पति नीचे गरबा करता है ना, तो भगवान आस्ते हैं, कहीं देखा है भगवान आस्ते हैं, सबका पति भगवान है.
The Lord is therefore guide of all devotees, and as such, Shukdev Goswami offered him due respect with a love-laden feelings. Hare Krishna. Any doubt? Any doubt? Any question?
This seems like a very important verse.
Yeah, it's very important. Gandhara Srimad Bhagavatam ki Srila Prabhupada ki
पति गति संबंध